In Deuteronomy chapter 11, the nation of Israel is told to carefully follow God's ways, to turn from idolatry, and to teach God's ways to their children, so that the days of their children might be as the days of heaven upon the earth. I want to continue the theme of providing a home for our children that is a heaven upon earth by looking at what must surely be the most important characteristic. The Lord said, "I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, there you may be also." Now watch this. It's not the streets of gold and precious stones that will make that place heaven. It's the fact that the Lord will be present there. The most important feature about the place that God is preparing for His children is that He Himself will be there with us. The mansions and the rewards are all secondary to the fact that we will be able to enjoy His presence for all eternity. And if you are going to make your home a heaven on earth for your children, then you need to be there for them. There is nothing that we can provide for our children with money that can make up for the absence of a parent from the home. Now, with this in mind, I want to focus today on the two great works that God has set out to accomplish in a person's life and relate them to the responsibilities of parenting. First, God takes a life that is alienated from Him by sin, and by His grace and mercy, He establishes a relationship with that individual. He cares for that person. He meets his needs, and He provides a secure relationship with round-the-clock access into His presence. He loves that individual. He knows everything about that person, and He is so deeply interested and concerned about the well-being of that one individual that if He had been the only person who had ever sinned, God would still have sent His Son to die on the cross. Theologians call this great work justification. The second great work in which God is involved is the process of changing our behavior from the ways of our old sin nature to that of the new standards taught and demonstrated by Christ. The process by which God transforms a person into the image of His Son. Theologians call this process sanctification. But the point that I want to emphasize as it relates to our responsibilities of parenting is that before God begins to change our behavior, He first establishes a relationship with us. He doesn't begin the process of sanctification until He has first completed the work of justification. And I believe this order is significant. Many child psychologists emphasize the importance of changing the child's behavior and completely miss the essential prerequisite of first establishing and building a meaningful relationship with the child. In God's framework of redemption, this must come first. Justification, then sanctification. First, He establishes a relationship with that individual, then He begins His great work of lovingly changing that person's behavior until it conforms to His own will and standards. Behavior modification is important, but it cannot be successful unless a meaningful relationship is first established with the child. And if we are going to establish a meaningful relationship with our children, we need to be there for them. We need to be engaged. We need to be intentional. Building a close, loving relationship with your children and winning their hearts is an essential prerequisite for every other aspect of the parenting process. Don't underestimate its significance. So to what extent is your home a heaven upon earth? Are you providing your children with the security of a loving home, or does the turbulence and conflicts in your marriage create insecurities and the fear that someday, like so many other parents, you too will get a divorce? Is your home a place of purity, or is it defiled by things that don't belong there? Purpose to rid your home of anger and that negative critical spirit. Is your home a place of worship? Do you spend time daily with your children in the Word of God? And if you're not, will you make that commitment today to begin? Because it's never too late to start doing what's right. And are you available for your children? Are you taking the time to enjoy them, to play with them, to talk with them and answer their questions? Ensuring that you are available can help make your home a heaven upon earth for your children.